Hi folks, welcome to MTS. Today we have just a small little locomotive, the Lionel 040. It's a Chesapeake, Ohio. Found it on eBay. I think it was about now for like $49.99 plus shipping. I've got like $65 in this thing or something like that. Fun little project. Again, it said it was for parts. There we go. Said it was for parts, but looked like it was pretty good condition. Said needs a new motor. So we're going to go ahead and get it unpackaged. I've sealed it off on the top here, so get that taken care of. Again, it's really kind of a no-frills locomotive. I think it's got train sounds, maybe not, but it does have that plug. It looks like a four-pin plug. There's one pin on the locomotive that plugs into it. There we go. We'll take it over to the workbench, do a bench test on it, and see what we got. Just looking at it right now, this whole assembly's loose. So yeah, we'll take it over to the workbench, take a look at it. All right, so we got you back over here at the workbench. One thing I'm noticing, there's not a lot of wear on this. Like I said, it is a little loose. There's a screw right here in the sand dome. We'll snug that up for right now. Like I said, we're just going to go ahead and give it a quick test run and just see, hook it up to the CW80 transformer I have here. Try to get in here without touching any metal. I think this is plastic on the end here. Okay. Give it a little juice. Light's coming on. But definitely nothing happening. Let me take a look at the instruction manual. I'm not 100% sure that this is supposed to be plugged in, because I see there's an on-off switch on the locomotive. I'm going to assume that right here, on-off switch right here, I'm assuming that is for the smoke unit. It does have a small puffing smoke setup on. But there's two switches underneath the tender. One is pretty obvious, sound, no sound. The other is just an on-off switch. So I'm wondering if that's just the reverse unit. And if the reverse unit's in here, then obviously you would have to have that hooked up in order for it to work. We're going to take a look at the instruction manual real quick. Okay, folks, so referencing the instruction manual, yeah, that's the reverse unit on-off switch. So that has to be plugged in order for the locomotive to operate. Okay, so as you can see here, got it. We've got that tether connected. Let's go try to maneuver this around here. Again, we'll plug it in the back. Give it a little juice and doing some freewheels just to make sure. I do feel the motor is turning. The light on the back of the tender is lighting up. Light on the front of the engine is lighting up. Alright, so could very well be a motor replacement that we're going to look at. I'm going to take the shell off and we'll hook a direct AC to DC converter board to the motor just to see if that's the issue or if there's something else that's electrical. Okay, so it looks like a pretty simple. We're going to remove that screw out of the top of the sand dome. I'm going to go ahead and remove the eccentric gears on here. So looks like we have the screw, the eccentric gear, the side rod, and then there's a spacer, and then the other side rod. Oh yeah, there we go. Takes that out, flip it to the other side. Same thing, we're going to remove the screw. Spacer. Let's see here, I need to make sure I'm notate which one's which. So looking at it, the one we took off was on the right side. This one's on the left side with the orientation in that position. We have to remove this one screw that holds this bracket here for the tender. There we go. Have to remove the two screws in the front where the steam chest is. Okay, that removes that. Now that should come out. There we go. To free the wires, we're going to have to remove the switch for the smoke unit. And we'll move the plug, and there we go. Alright, so again, we've got the chassis removed from the shell. I've got the AC to DC converter board. If you've seen one of my more recent videos, I showed how we can actually swap this all out if need be. I don't think it's going to be the case here, but we're just going to go ahead and see. We're just working through the diagnostic process. So I'm just going to put some power to this now. Just give it a little bit and get my fingers out of the way. We are definitely dealing with a motor issue. Okay, so here's my replacement motor. I was able to get a lot of these little can motors on eBay. Good used condition, but this one's already has the gear on it. As you can see, this one looks actually brand new, so that's going to be really good. We'll go ahead and start working on getting this one out. We'll double check, make sure we have the same amount of teeth. So we are 7.4 millimeters there. And 7.3. We're just going to test this and make sure that it works before going through the whole effort. Oh, yeah, I feel it doing something. Let's get a little power. There it goes. So we're good. Got a good replacement motor. Okay, so to remove the motor, we have two small screws that attach to this assembly, little gear assembly on the outside. So we'll remove those. That should lift off. There we go. Set that over here to the side. Pull that out of there. Next up, we're going to just need to heat these up. Also, there's a little mark that's on the motor itself. Here it's on that. It's kind of faint to see, but it looks like that's the way we're going in. It's just like that. So this is going to be the positive over here, and it's going to be the negative on that side. So I got these markings aligned. We're just going to mark it real quick. There we go. Black, negative. There we go. Okay, so we're heating up the solder iron over here. I've already got my heat shrink tubing. We got a red and we got a black. I'm going to take a little razor blade knife. We're going to go ahead and remove this old heat shrink tubing so I can access the solder point. Always be careful working with razor blades. Cut away from yourself. And use your pair of needle nose pliers other side. There we go. Okay, got that one out. Nice and warm. Just giving a gentle little pull and heating it up. There we go. Alright, we'll put the red heat shrink tubing over here on this side. Put the black one over here on this side. Now these two wires came apart when I did the soldering, so that may be a little add an extra little level of difficulty, but it shouldn't be that bad. A small notch that you'll see on the end of the motor. So try to feed it into that notch. Okay, got that one through. Let's see if I can heat that up just to get that through there. There it goes. Now we'll flatten that on there. Make a good contact point. We'll go ahead and grab a little flux. There we go. Same with the other side now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get all this excess solder off of here, like so. We'll strip those down. There we go. Do the same on this side. There we go. I'll kind of tie those in together. And then we're going to run that through the hole on the motor. Again, we're going to tighten that down. Another little bit of flux. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, we'll go ahead and get that heat shrinking tube on there. Okay, so now we're just going to reassemble. So I am just going to kind of move these wires that are out of the way in here, feed the motor where it goes back into place. Get that gear on through the window on the other side. We're going to move that wire out of the way. So there we go. Just kind of line it up like that. Then we're going to put that gear assembly back into place. I guess it'd be a good time just to make sure that we don't have a bind anywhere. No, that's nice and free. Put the screws back into place. Make sure all your teeth line up before you screw everything down. Okay, so there we go. I'm moving the back wheel. You can see all the teeth are connected. There we go. Feel pretty good about that. Let's just do a quick test before we put it all back together. So I'm just going to plug in the E unit. There we go. And now we'll get power on the back. Not shorting out. We're going to apply a little bit of power. Oh, wait a minute. Now the light's not even coming on. What's going on here? There it goes. Good deal. Awesome. We're all set. So I'll go ahead and put this back together, and we'll take you over to the layout. All right, folks, so we got it back together, back over here at the layout. let's give it some power and see how it does. Yeah, sounds a try. Okay, yeah, looks like we just got a whistle sound. So we'll go ahead and get that hooked up to the rest of the train and run it a few laps. Well, there you have it, folks. Quick motor swap, and was able to get this locomotive back up and running again. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you down the line.